So I'm about to answer some questions about the AW4. This is for the Jeep nerds and people want to know about it, and a little bit of information on your automatic Jeep Cherokee transmission. This does not include the Grand Cherokee or any other Cherokee. This is just the AW4 that I know that's in the Cherokee. I did write down a little bit of notes, so I will be reading some notes up above, just my experience, the information that I've gathered, and some other things that I've learned along the way. And we're going to bust a little bit of myths too. So make sure you stay tuned if you want to know anything about the AW4. I'm going to be reading my notes up here so I didn't forget anything and made it sound a little bit more professional. Now, the AW4 automatic transmission was designed jointly by AMC and Jeep, actually produced by AW4. It has a 4 speed and shares many common parts with the AW4 450 43 LE transmission. Went into production in 1987 and lasted till the end of 2001 model year. The Cherokee, that is. That's when they quit making the Jeep Cherokee, which was a huge mistake on Jeep's part, my opinion. Used in many popular Jeep vehicles, including the Jeep Cherokee and the Jeep Comanche. One thing to note when swapping out the AW4 transmission is that it came with two different input splines. Earlier units used a 21 spline shaft and later ones used a 23 spline shaft. Customers that own Jeeps seem to keep them forever. Here are a couple problems associated with the AW4 transmission. One of the problems they have is the transmission throttle valve cable. If your transmission starts to act funny, like sometimes it's slipping or don't want to shift right, sometimes it seems like it's shifting hard or wanting to go in gear real hard, like when you put it in drive and it jerks forward from park, something like that. I don't know why I'm like reenacting it right now, but anyway, try checking the adjustment of the transmission throttle valve cable. They're pretty easy to do. Maybe I'll do a video on it. I've not had a problem with mine yet, so I'm just kind of holding out on that video because I don't want to go adjusting something that don't need adjusted. Don't fix nothing that ain't broke. There are different methods for the different years, so you can get a manual. You can go buy Haynes manual, or whatever them thing is called. I don't recommend buying those. You can get on Google and look up all them keyboard warriors and see what they do and just find the best one. And like I said, I will make a video on it when the time comes, but right now I don't need to adjust anything on mine, so it should be good. But there is proper ways to adjust it. You can't just go under there and because you could really screw up your transmission if you don't do it right. I'm not trying to freak you out, but they're pretty tough transmissions, but you don't want to screw it up. Now, it's very rare with these transmissions. I've not had one yet, but some people have. Problems associated with them is the solenoids. They have several solenoids. They use to control certain functions of the transmission electronically. Such as moving a valve in the valve body. The main component is the solenoid, a coil of wire that when energized creates a magnetic field. It is this coil of wire that will give you the most problem. It is not uncommon, especially in high miles vehicles, to have this wire either break or internally short out. The quickest and easiest way to check the solenoid is to use an ohms meter. A properly working solenoid will usually return a reading of 20 to 30 ohms. Any reading outside that range may indicate a bad sensor. So if you guys know how to use an ohms meter, you can test it yourself. If not, try to get a hold of somebody that knows how. It's not that hard to read an ohms meter, any kind of meter like that. So you can actually go on YouTube and look up videos like that. I might even do a video on it. You never know. Now, I'm always hearing, these transmissions generate a lot of heat, and it could kill the life of your transmission. Okay, they do generate a lot of heat. But, man, I have hammered on mine. I've overheated my Jeep twice where it locked up. I know that's stupid, but this was a mud Jeep. But, I've overheated them, my motor, and overheated the transmission, and I just changed the fluid, and it's still going strong. Like 3 years strong of abuse. And the motor is going out before the transmission is. And the unibody's done rotted out before both went out. So, Just depends if you got a good one or a bad one. It's very rare that you get a bad one, but they are out there. It was actually originally designed to operate at maximum temperatures around 200 degrees. Here is a good fact to know. For every 20 degrees you go above, you cut the life of your transmission. By a factor of 2, at that rate, it won't take long to fry your transmission. Now, you can take that to heart, I guess you could say. Everybody's going like, well, these Cherokees got a lot of heat in the, the AW4s. I'm getting an external transmission cooler. Yeah, it's good to do that. I'm not going to say it ain't. It's really good to do that. Yeah, I recommend that's the first mod you do to your Cherokee. But it's not on the top list of, like, if you're lifting a Cherokee and all this stuff. Now, after you lift your Cherokee and get your tires and stuff, I do recommend getting an external cooler because it keeps it a lot cooler. But it's not something, like, if you're driving a stock one, like to, get groceries or go to the mall, I wouldn't worry about it. Now, this is just my opinion. Just change the fluid regularly like you're supposed to. Don't let it burn black. And I'm busting a myth right here. They say don't change your transmission fluid because it can cause your transmission to slip. That is a lie. If your fluid is black, you need to go out there and change the filter in your transmission. You need to drop the pan, change the filter in the transmission, and put new fluid in it. And do not use +4. Use Merc DexronIII. That's what I use. Matter of fact, the boy that had this Jeep out here before me actually got cheap advanced stuff in it, and it's doing just fine. But do not put +4 in the AW4s. They're not designed to have that fluid. Yes, you may argue with me, but what they're trying to do is actually do away with these kind of vehicles. So watch the kind of fluid that you put in there, because dealers and car lots and car manufacturers want to do away with these older vehicles that last forever, like the Cherokee and other vehicles, because they want you to buy a new one. Why do you think they make cars that last so long or don't last very long these days? Like, they have transmissions you can't even change the fluid anymore. They're sealed. They're making it harder to work on, and they're making it where you can't work on them at all because they're disposable vehicles, unless you're going out there and buying a $50,000, $60,000 vehicle. But my recommendation is just change your fluid. You can abuse it. I abuse mine. If you're going to stroke out your Jeep, it has no problem handling it. If you're going to get an adapter kit for a 350, it has no problem handling it. But if you're going with a little more power than the regular 4.0 has, yes, you do want to upgrade right away to an external cooler. But I know people that's got 350s in them bad boys, and they last just as long as the Cherokee out here. Like I said, my transmission has the original, or my Jeep has the original transmission in it. The mud Jeep that I had, the red one. If you go back and watch some of the videos I have, you'll see that red one in a video. It's getting parted out now because it's trashed. I know what you're gonna say. Why are you abusing XJs like that? They made 2 billion of them, so they're out there. But anyway, they last forever. The transmissions last forever. 356,000 miles with the original transmission. Thing's been through hell and back, literally, and the transmission's still good. I've done pulled the transmission to use in another one. That's how confident I am in these Cherokees, the AW4s. That's how confident I'm in the 4.0s. I got a 4.0 that actually supposedly jumped time and didn't run, and the Jeep only had 186,000 miles on it, and dropped the motor in another Jeep, runs just fine. So before you get freaked out about the 4.0 making a little ticking noise or this, they are bulletproof. I'm not saying you can't blow them up, you can, but they're bulletproof. And the AW4s are just damn near the same, bulletproof. This is for the Jeep nerds that really want to, get in touch with their Jeep in the heart and soul of really, get some questions answered about the AW4. So make sure you like and subscribe. Look for more content. I got a lot more videos coming. I got so many I just don't know which ones to upload first. Trying to keep the good ones for surprises. Got some good reviews coming. Make sure you always check the description below. There's always good stuff down there. I have a vlog channel. You can go ahead and check that out. That'll be in the description below. I am out. Keep it muddy, my friends. So if you're wondering what Jeeps have the AW4, well, pretty much every Cherokee ever made. And if you want to know what they look like, I'll go ahead and leave a picture